So I gotta move on. Just chatting. English, German. Preview midweek football. English. There was this question. So do we take Häcken and Helsingborg? Well, who's gonna answer this question? Now it's ringing again. Well, that was a bit early. Oh man. I'm sorry because no. Can't believe that. There's just one paper I have to hand over. Sorry. Because there was another interruption before already.
Wie gehst du? Kannst du keine Kopie machen? Kopie nicht? Okay. Nicht? Du hast doch dann...
Dann kannst du ihn bedienen.
Ja, okay.
Kannst du? Dann sagt das Scannen und sonst was. Okay, ich habe ja hier die Unterbrechung
ist gehabt. Drin?
Oh. Oh, sehr schön. Achso, hat Julia für mich gemacht. Yeah, well, you see here, maybe it was a bad time to start the stream. Because there's other business around. Are you still waiting? 6 people watching. Can you see that? Yeah, Häcken and Helsingborg. We still had been discussing these. What do you think about them? I can start. I was just mentioning Malmö, right? We were into this one. I mean, the table, they are 4 points better. By efforts, they are 2.5, maybe better, or something over 2. But we got half a go. But we're still talking about Malmö, maybe the top challengers for the title. So
I'll leave you the copy.
Yeah, thank you.
And I need a piece of paper.
You need what?
Für die Firma, die du unterschreibst dann. A blank piece of paper.
Ah.
So, gib her. Ach so, du willst blank unterschreiben?
Ja,
okay.
Na klar.
Ja, gut. Und bitte.
Ja.
Okay.
Bis später.
Hast du
Melde
eine
dich.
Hülle noch, so ein Plastik?
Ja. Hier.
Oder so. Okay.
Danke. Okay. Jetzt sind wirklich alle weggelaufen hier. Aber was soll ich machen? Tschüss. Bis später. Bitte. Melde dich. Ja, no problem. Oh, Mann. I don't know what to do really. Maybe we can get on now. I'm very, very sorry. Okay, I accept that Hammarby are pretty okay. I still rate the table tells us, maybe last year's table would tell us as well, which is the better side. And I would still consider Malmö. We got another home side, we got another indication, we got another game in which the new system does like it even a bit more. So we can look at home and away record. Malmö got 3-0 at home, so that would be about okay. I mean, they are all of the same kind. They are not great, but somehow computer likes them. Now we get the next one, which is Göteborg against Falkenberg. And here we can see, okay, I overrated Göteborg, obviously, or well, who knows. But 2 points is quite some gap. I underrated Falkenberg. Okay. They played a bit better than I expected, but nothing much. But we got the much bigger name, and we still got Gothenburg. Mr. Panda, another Panda. Didn't we have Baby Panda yesterday? Hi, Mr. Panda. Did you follow already? I was interrupted twice, so that's not a great stream. You gotta expect, I guess. I don't know why it's still the same. Difficult to understand. What is difficult to understand? Hang on. Billy Panda, yeah, Billy Panda followed. Hang on a second. Yeah, well, at the moment it is difficult to understand. I'm trying to ask you, and all the home sites we had so far are of the same kind, and we didn't really like any of them. Really. I mean, they are all of the same kind. The next one is also Gothenburg against Falkenberg. And you see here that Falkenberg are playing okay. But if you would say, I mean, the very naive thoughts on that would be, oh, Falkenberg, they are bottom. Gothenburg, I know, they are pretty good. They beat HSV 3-0 in 1981-82 and won the UEFA Cup. So, I mean, they are a pretty decent side. And they, of course, they are from one of the big cities. They have got all the tradition. I don't know how many caps they have, another belt, or how many cup wins or whatever it is. But it's gonna be a lot, and it's not gonna be Falkenberg. So computer still has a decent evaluation of Gothenburg. They couldn't prove it. They still played better than this, and they also played better than Falkenberg. And there is this traditional which always counts a little bit. And computer says 150 more or less, and it says Gothenburg are still better than average. And this may well become true if we wait for the final table or write this down right now. Paulsen said Gothenburg are gonna finish top half of the table also. Well, I may be wrong, I may be right. It's still a matter of price, of course, or a probability. But I would still predict it somehow, which means it's more than 50%, although they are in 12th place. But it is of the same kind like all the others. And actually, we would not want to go against Falkenberg because they would be the ones to support. But we would also support Gothenburg. I mean, in some sense, if I overrated them, we don't want them. But if they had less points than they should have, like 2 points at least, then we would again support them. And now it's a matter of market and price, what market thinks about it. We got 4 bets now. I was hoping for better ones, or 4 bets, 4 ideas, 4 proposals, all the same kind, and none of them really good. And the same is true for Kalmar against Sirius, which is exactly the same thing. Computer once again says, okay, you can try, right? This is Kalmar and this is Sirius. And I mean, here it's not fully the same kind because we don't have a favorite. But what we could argue is Kalmar are a home side again. Okay, computer likes the home sides at the moment. I was explaining this. And there's not this much between them. If Sirius got 15 points, it still is too much. But they did play better than expected. So people that watch them or see the table or whichever way they make their prices also would say, well, this good one against a bad one also, which we know is not fully true, but it's still 2.7 points that they played better than them. Kalmar against Sirius. I'm just trying to look back. Okay, Kalmar in fact lost the last 2, 4, 6 games. But they lost 5 of them by the odd goal. So they lost 1-2 to Östersund, 0-1 in Varberg, 1-2 against Elfsborg, 1-2 against Hammarby, and 1-2 in Malmö. While in the meantime, of course, Sirius had been playing well. We also bet them against Norrköping when they won 4-2. This is a draw no bet, and the new system would even consider Kalmar slight favorites with 1.41, 1.27. Of course, this is a matter of pre-season settings, but computer also says that Sirius are the better side. They are better than average and Kalmar are below, which there's no choice. And still it likes it. But I would be happy to skip them all. I mean, if no one types it in here, Veggie Herbert, I've written them down, so I could once again on Monday or whenever we meet again, I could do this again and show you my my script here, and then I will argue, or I won't show you if they all lose. But now we come to the second characteristic in Sweden, which was the over. And the computer more or less in every game, or let's say, well, in 1, 2, 3, 6 of the 8 would instantly say over, and in one of them it would arguably be an over. So what do you think of that? Do we want all the overs? Well, if Soccer Home is not here, okay, let's do it like that. He was confirming the bets. And he was working late, I know that, because we were still in the chat at 1 o'clock, so he may not be ready. And Andreas also is most likely busy, so we can't confirm them. What I could do is maybe even do another stream tomorrow and then a German one, right? And then we could have a look once again and maybe discuss it again also with you. I don't know, because the games are, all of them are tomorrow. Yeah, they're not being played today, right? In Sweden, they are playing. My computer is so slow that I can't look it up. We do not have any bets in Sweden yet, unless you type it in and you tick it. Which Kalmar is the same thing. Not much of a margin, a lot to argue about. Not the side. I mean, we would happily take Kalmar, but why would we go against Sirius? And the same thing in Hecken against AEK. I mean, I was arguing in favor of the tradition, and AEK also have the tradition, and like IFK, and they also played a bit better than that, but they played a bit worse than I thought or so, but they also played a little worse. And why would I say Hecken are the much better side? We don't get a great price. It is indicated, and there is some pros, some cons. It's not great. Helsingborg against, once again repeating that, Helsingborg you would happily support. Also we would in some sense go against Örebro, and Helsingborg are the better side, but we don't get a price. I mean, we get minus a quarter, 1.95. That's more or less at the first glance that you would pay yourself, like 220 or so, and you would say, what's wrong with 220 or 225? You wouldn't worry. The computer likes it. It's a computer thing. It is, I was explaining that before, that it somehow likes the home sides because it is confirmed this home advantage also this season, but maybe market notice that it's not this big. And Malmö against Hammarby, same thing. We wouldn't go against Hammarby because they played better than their points and also better than expected, which is also the case for Malmö, but it's a bit less than that, but it's also not much between this, and we have to catch up half a goal. So it's this is the price we have to pay. Computer says, okay, you can do, but you would say, well, what is wrong with the 190? It's not so much wrong with it. I would do it myself. Gothenburg, same thing. We go with a tradition. They are better than their points. They didn't convince so far, but we definitely would not wish to go against Falkenberg. So why would we then take Gothenburg? But if the price is good enough, we should take anyone. This price here is, this is a bigger indication, but looking at these figures, and why would we go against okay, so they are all of the same kind, and they are all of them no good, not really good. And now we go into the over, right? The computer, you can more or less blindfoldedly play over all around, even in the Helsingborg, the one, or I skipped two of them, Helsingborg and Malmö. But you could also take these two, because new system would always say go, okay? So to confirm these, I don't need to say much, right? We have a real goal average of 2.54. I have an expected goal average of 2.88, which went down a bit, which tells me that for the last match day it did predict a little less, but still we had over. So, but it's obvious the computer reaction is the goals are not coming, so it is adjusting it downwards. So it was adjusting it downwards in by me entering the results. So it said, okay, obviously you're wrong. I have to adjust that. So it went down. So it went down for that last match day with the expectancies, with the totals. But in this case it wasn't right, because 3.5 was what occurred. So these two also moved a bit together, but actually all three of them came closer, which is, well, more or less, well, me as a statistician would say then, well, it is because the evaluations were not fully wrong, because we had last season goal average. I could open that. I'm not gonna do. What did we see there? 2.78 or something like that. Was it last year? But if the goals had not been coming, you might say it is because football has changed in Sweden, football has changed worldwide, then you would see it elsewhere, which is not the case at the moment. Or you would say this is the absence of spectators that makes players, dries out the game, whatever it is. Or you might say it is the start of the season when the average goes down, which is not confirmed anywhere. So it is just not the case. We had some overs even in other leagues, and we're gonna come to Japan in a minute, or in 10 minutes. But there we see it is different. It is very different, and it's also the advices are different. So statistician would say it happens, right? It just happens. Especially seeing the 2.79 goals that should have been. The expected could also be partly a matter of, somewhere home away. I mean, I'm trying to find reasons, but anyway, there's not such a big difference. We had to look up last season's average. Where do I have that? I don't have it here in my database. I had to open the Excel file, which takes a little time because of the computer being so slow. By the way, what we could have a look at, or do I have this one open? Yes, I do, because I was tuning this one in before that one, or I was showing this one. Here we can see, in some sense, we see which are the home sites and which are the away sites. And maybe, I mean, if this is green, this is rather a home site. If Kalmar are playing Sirius, right? Kalmar are not a home site, but it's a plus percentage in favor of Kalmar. So that would partly confirm this bet. If we have Gothenburg minus this against Falkenberg, this is a minus. So this would not be in favor of the home side, but this one goes down to the preseason settings that simply Gothenburg are the much better side. If we have Malmö against Hammarby, then we have a home side against Hammarby slightly away, but we have a slight plus on this one. And if we have Helsingborg against Örebro, this is minus, and Örebro, where are they? Also minus, but it would be a slight minus. This one would again then go down to the preseason settings. In the Häcken AEK, we can have a last look here. We see that both are pretty green. So this is the one that confirms more or less the home side. But still, it doesn't do much to the rating of these matches. So skip them. Here, what I wanted to show is that we have home or away with more or less, well, are they at home more of an overside or away, or where are they what? And here you see that we got green and red, a fine mixture, which means, well, you were guessing this pretty right altogether. Also the amount of goals you expected, because it could be otherwise very red or something like that if the goals were overrated. Here we have a fine mixture. Some of them are red, some are green. So this confirms a bit the general evaluation. But we could also compare our over-under here, just to give you another way that we could have a look at it. But you can also very well say, well, it's getting a bit too complicated, or it's getting a bit too much. But Djurgården are playing Östersund. We have Djurgården at home as an over, more or less, but Östersund are a bit of an under away from home, but altogether it's a plus here, so we have an over there. I mean, if it's indicated, it is confirmed. Häcken +8 at home against AEK minus. This is just weighing each other out, so it's neutral. It's still the over is indicated, but we got a line of 2.25, which is a bit ridiculous. Then we got Norrköping against Varberg. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Norrköping anyway an over, home or away, and Varberg are a minus, but still it would be a slight plus in favor of the over. In Malmö we could also check, which is not indicated, a slight green against Hammarby, also a huge green here. So we could say, well, on this one our over would partly be confirmed, or we could say we understand why the new system likes it, and in fact it does like it a lot, so we could happily go for this over. And Gothenburg we got at home against Falkenberg. This could be a matter of, okay, here we see it's a little minus altogether, But what is the point here? I mean, it's another 2.25 line. It's a very small line, right? In Mjällby against Elfsborg, we got a green one here against the red one there. So this one is neutral. It still is indicated. It's also a 2.25 line. Let's check the last one, Kalmar against, it's a plus. It's kind of an over everywhere, which market does not consider. But Sirius away, that's a minus. Still we got, that would be a small minus. But we still had the 2.25 line. I mean, we can check that in a different manner. I know this is not the English I tried to speak. A manner. Billy, where are your manners? All the overs are indicated. I would take down 6 of them. But Malmö we had pretty well confirmed, so I would go for a 7th then. So I'm gonna make this an exclamation mark. So you can write down the prices, or you want me to do that, but I don't have... No, what I got here, actually, I can show you. That is the one. So, do we accept this? I mean, we didn't have, I think we skipped this one. The prices are not, all of them confirmed, but those 3 are on. Right? Xamax under is not. We didn't confirm any of these, which all are, well, they all have their, drawbacks or something like that. All these are to be confirmed, but I actually would even add the Malmö against Hammarby over 2.75 at 2.0. No, I got it the wrong way around, because I wanted this one to be bold and this one to be regular. True old, but this is sadly a 2.1, but the new system likes it a lot, and this is what I was showing you. So I could I copy all these in here? Let me see, because then we would have it in the chat. Right? So we got these 7 bets now, and none of them on the sides, because you didn't confirm it, which tells me you do not like it. And now we're going to over to Japan. Okay? Because you see that looming here already. It is there. Where's my Japan? Where's my team's development? And prices. Well, actually we got some more space here, and we also can make that a bit better visible by okay. I mean, we can argue a bit about the goal average. Oh, first of all, okay, and now we got the team's development with the same problem. To make that a bit bigger. Okay, we argue about the goal average. No. Okay. So you can see that, I hope. Yeah. Right. You got 3 bets there and 7 there. I mean, I was explaining the overs. We were discussing them. We did find some good reason, especially with 3.5 goals last time when I said the adjustment is starting to be made, which we cannot really confirm. We got over in Sweden. No idea what's going to happen, but we got. It's rarely ever the case that I like it a lot more if we got over here and under there, which usually is the case. Now we got something spectacular happening there in Sweden, but we had been confirmed with the first results, so there's not much of a reason, right, to jump off the running train. I don't know if this is a better picture, if there is a better one. Anyway, here we got the other way around, a bit, which simply should tell you, as an experienced statistician, it should tell you, well, it happens this and that. It would hardly be to say, well, think about the Asian football compared to European, or in Sweden it's very different to Japan, or whatever specifics you might be looking for. It just happens. There's one thing we can observe over the years, which you may consider one of those deep insights that I gained over the years. But if it's true or how much true it is, this is very hard to verify or to confirm with statistics. But it tells me that if a season starts, you have to somehow reset the common parameters to a decent value and not look too much at the last season, which we are doing, but those are averages which are pretty well confirmed over the years. But if you are new to a league, it is a bit more difficult because we just have this one league. In Germany, you could say, well, in 2019, average was like this, before it was like this, home advantage, average, draws, and things like that. They are all kind of parameters that we need and for the settings. And if we have a development over the years, then we simply have some more information and something more to refer to, you could say. And if we do this in Sweden or Japan, and we do not have this, I did have those leagues a couple of years ago, but Sweden for maybe 20 years even I had this in my program, if you want so. But Japan only maybe for 5 years, 6 years or so. But there is some reference there as well, but maybe not so reliable because it's 5 years ago. But in general, what I was trying to say was, if you have those parameters developing over a season, then you should still, if there is something spectacular happening in this season, you should still kind of reset them. And usually, quite often, a certain trend that starts early is getting confirmed during the season, or during the campaign, you would say. This means if home sides are doing well right from the start, so the home advantage is, let's say, a bit bigger than it was before or so, right? Then usually this may well be confirmed. Also, if the goal average, it goes down a bit earlier, and then maybe it stays like that, or some kind of these confirmations. But usually my parameters would care for that and would do the proper adjustments, right? It is maybe an extra consideration here or there that could be useful, that certain trends are going to be confirmed. Here we can't. Well, what would we argue too much about this one, right? There are some deviations that we had in Sweden as well. Here it is the other way around, but it's nothing this much wrong, right? It's just we are doing okay, right? We expected this. There should have been this last season. I think it was 2.62 maybe, or what was it? But it was pretty low in this league. But well, what is low? I mean, 2.6. That's England this year, maybe a bit bigger, or in the common leagues. But in France, it may have been lower. It's usually moving between, let's say, the lowest league. Sometimes France second, or Spain also. That starts at 2.2, 2.3 goals average, and then it goes up to maybe 3.3. We did witness somewhere in Norway, sometimes in Netherlands or so, 3.3, but in Germany we did have close to that, 3.2. So we are in this range of 2.2, 2.3, 3.3. So within this one goal they are swinging around. But of course some of the leagues are, well, you would say usually they should be in the middle somewhere, which is the case for Japan in some sense, maybe a bit down to the lower averages also. But anyway, then usually it would not swing between these extremes, but as one league would swing between here and there or something like that, right? From year to year, but also even during one campaign. Because it may become more at stages, or it may go down. And there's no real regular development that you can observe, that it's early on it's more, and then it's going down in winter and going up again. The only thing I said was last match day, this is very obvious, we had more goals, which I was showing before. In Spain it was not really the case. But okay, let's go. Let's look at the games themselves. First of all, we do have this derby between the Flying Marinos and Yokohama FC, and I mean, you see this, right? Okay. I mean, they are neighbors in the table. Okay, Flying Marinos did play a lot better. I accept that. They are a lot better. They are the champions. And they won too many points. But still, well, I mean, if Market has a 1 goal line, I mean, this is simply too much. Computer would anyway, well, a bit kind of derby, which is not, well, it is not worth this much anymore. But I would still consider it in some sense. But who would fancy a 1 goal line between these two sides? I mean, it is a very progressed player or market in some sense that makes it a 1 goal, but this is still considered to be too much by the computer, at least. And I would, of course, confirm that, because it's just too much. We have 1.74, new system, old system, even has a bit more, but this is clearly confirmed. It is just too much. I mean, who's making these prices? Because they are champions or something like that. But I accept that. That's a very progressed market. People that understand these things, because they are behind in table. But the much better side. Okay, maybe they are. But 1 goal is still too much. Okay, we got Yokohama FC. You can write it down, or I show that later on. Okay, I mean, we have to take the Yokohama FC. Although I very much respect Market, who seems to understand very well, the rating of these teams, which naive, someone just coming by, or a naive punter, or odds maker, odds compiler, also, you would say, okay, they are neighbors in table, so it's draw no bet, or whatever it is. It's a derby, or it's minus 0.25. Okay. And then we got Gamba Osaka. I have no indication in the next one, and maybe I can skip it then. Here, the new system consider even Hiroshima favorites. Old one would say, okay, pretty even. Here we got some problem maybe arguing, because Gamba are up here in the table. And who are they playing again? Hiroshima. Sanfrecce, where are they? Here. I mean, why would we fancy to be Sanfrecce, Hiroshima, or let's say Hiroshima favorites? I can't really see that. Actually, we can skip this one. I mean, it's no real indication. Market has a 0, but they are still the slightly better side. Why would we favor Hiroshima? I can't see that. I mean, it's a matter of settings, maybe, and market actually confirms those settings, that it says, we know Hiroshima are the better side, but the way they played did not confirm. I mean, actually, Gamba was playing a bit better than expected, while Hiroshima were playing a bit worse. So this one is cancelled, right? We don't want them. Now we got Sagan against Shimizu. Here it is a bit similar, that okay, we'll have a look here. Sagan against Shimizu. Okay, very low sides. Very good. But if we see the value they played at, Shimizu, it still is okay. And Sagan are not the ones we should be frightened of, right? Or afraid of. So there's easily confirmed. Shimizu are indicated, they are the better side, they get plus a quarter of a goal. Plus 1.25. Yeah, that's a bit worrying if the price goes up. But we have to, I mean, if this move, if they move on with this price evaluation, I don't know. But Shimizu, I mean, it's a derby. It's very special. People may know better. I don't know. There are things in derbies. Computer is not so good at derbies. So leave it. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna write it down. I have it as a bet, but it's maybe a very bad one. I don't know. It's a derby. And Shimizu is good. Hiroshima is removed. Shimizu is fully confirmed, because we would say they also played better. They played better than expected, and so on. But our team are 1 goal better, 1 point better. They played, and they are bottom of the table, which is usually, as the Falkenbergs thing, where usually people notice, oh, they are really bad. They are bottom of the table. So this is, in Falkenbergs we wanted even Gothenburg, which is, well, not such a great sign, but we actually removed it. But Shimizu is just fine. They are both better than their points. They are both even played better than expected. They are both very low in table. But plus a quarter is fine. And now well, the Urawa game, I have an indication there as well. On the home side, which is these values, and we have a draw no bet, and we got a 181. Now I mean, Urawa is a problem throughout. I accept that. You see here, Kashiwa. Where are Kashiwa? But in this case, we got a draw no bet. They are better in table. 4 points better. And even, well, 3 goals. Okay, meaningless. They played a bit worse, which is fine. But market also knows about that. I mean, obviously, because they are better in table and 4 points. And then they would usually say minus half a goal or something like that. Or at least minus a quarter. But they say draw no bet. So they know about these circumstances that Urawa are not playing so well. if it's still indicated. I mean, I don't know if you want such a site, but it's still is indicated. But what is wrong with taking a site that are winning their games? This is not a really popular one and not a great one, it sounds to me, but I would still, write it down. In the Cerezo against Vissel Kobe, maybe there's this contradiction, which we can very well accept. You see strange things going on in this table, but in some sense, Vissel Kobe confirmed recently that they are better than this, and they actually also confirmed that they are a lot better than Cerezo, who are in fact just lucky. They are even worse than Gamba Osaka, so both Osaka sides do not really belong up there, but Gamba a lot more than Cerezo. So this one is very well confirmed, and I love this. This is for me the best of all these bets, because, I can't accept that. I mean, there it's different to all the other games where I take my head off to market, where I say, well done. You noticed something, but here you didn't notice. I don't know. So this one I like a lot. So this is the best one. But Yokohama we got Shimizu. Yokohama, you may well quit. Simply say Derby. Forget about it. There's Sampdoria, Genoa are playing Derby. I think. Are they playing or did they play? They are playing, right? But this is one I would rather, skip it, forget it. You can't beat the market there. Shimizu we got, Urawa. Shimizu is very good. Urawa is skip it, forget it. I mean, Urawa, you're not confirming any of these. But we don't want Urawa. They are no good. We accept that. But Vissel Kobe is very different. Shimizu, Vissel Kobe are good ones. Yokohama FC, I also wipe out here. Shimizu and Vissel Kobe, they are fully confirmed and they are good. Now we come to the over-under. And we got under, nothing but under. And we can instantly skip the under in the Yokohama game. We could. If we say we don't know derbies, but I wouldn't know why the line, because they are so much better, okay. But why would they start with a 3-goal line here? I mean, they are no oversights here at all, right? Okay, 17, 18, okay, they are. What are the others? 12, 11, okay. I can see that. But did they play like over? No. Goals for expected, goals for against, goals for expected, goals for should. Here's the first one over, but this is an under again. So altogether, they are under. And we got a derby, which is for me even more of an under. But there we got the goal performance, which is plus. So we can simply forget about this derby. Okay, fine. Now we got... Okay, Gamba, Osaka against... I mean, do not forget this, right? We are not far away and different to... If this is the whole deal here, that market says there the goals are coming and in Sweden they are not. So in one league we got nothing but overs and the other nothing but unders. I would say this is just regular swings that are occurring. But in the Hiroshima, Gamba Osaka against Hiroshima, we don't need really the under, right? This is 2.41, 2.56. So the under would be indicated slightly, but there is an overperformance, a very small one, which would be covered, in fact. But we can also say, forget this one. It's an over performance or something like that. Can we have a look here? Did we do already? I mean, 6.977, 7.43 goals for expected, goals for should. So they were offensively a bit better. They should have conceded a bit more, which is pretty regular. I mean, nothing, but partly of an over in some sense. This is under, over. Well, it's just regular. So well, we can skip this one as well. It's with a question mark here. In Sagan against Shimizu, so we don't need it. Also, but here we have a very clear-cut under. We try to confirm this one. I mean, first of all, they are low in table. They didn't score a goal yet. They scored 4. Okay, they may have conceded 12. But make the naive fallacy. You got 20 goals in 10 games, so that's a 2.0 in some sense. Offensively, they were no good. They were defending okay. That's slightly over, that's an under. Altogether, it may be just regular in the end, but then the 20 goals are in some sense representative. But if you say, well, 18th against 16th, would you expect a goal feast or something like that? This is an under. And the performance is, of course, obviously also under. Yeah, Shimizu and Vissel Kobe are fine. And also this under in Sagan against Shimizu. It's a 2.5 line, I don't know. It's fully confirmed by all parameters, and whatever we look at, it is confirmed. Which doesn't mean at all we are going to win it. Now we got another one. This is Cerezo against Vissel Kobe. If you remember the Vissel Kobe results, well, I'm not trying to say that from my memory. But we simply look at this. We have an underperformance. We have an under indication. Everything fine. We have a 2.5 goal line. Okay, now we look here. 7-4 goals. It's not a lot. 2.2. Vissel Kobe, for me, it was an under, which is confirmed here. That may be 12, that's 2.4 and 2.2. So we got 2.3. What is the computer saying? Naive fallacy. It even says 2.45 or 2.4. But where is the error? Here, no error. Here, okay, maybe a bit more. This is like half a goal, maybe more. In Vissel Kobe, 7.347, under 5.38, 4.75, under. So this is a clear-cut under, this is neutral or half a goal. It is confirmed under, but naive fallacy also goes along. So where's no error in that one? Cerezo against Vissel Kobe, under. Yeah. But you should rather write against Sagan Tosu against Shimizu, otherwise you may not know. And the last one is Oita against Grampus 8. I mean, Nagoya here. We got 2.46, 2.45. So they fully agree. So all the games are a bit under Brown, if you want so, which is compared to this, well, a bit more of an under. So we got 0.2 goals compared to this, 0.07, 0.11, listen to this. But this is sometimes the special pairings. If there are teams that meet that are, well, usually at one level, as you see here, this is an over where you have a big difference, right? But the others are usually, this is an over in some sense, 2.68 at least. But the others are sides that are pretty much on one level. I mean, we got very even games. This means this is pushing down the goal average in some sense. And old and new do agree on that. Yeah. And now we got, Cerezo. Is this here? Cerezo against Vissel Kobe, under. That's fully confirmed. And for me, Oita against Grampus 8, we got the last one of these, of this kind, of this character. We can check them here. First of all, we got 11 goals here. And Nagoya, where are they? Up here. It's also 12 and 11, that's 23 goals, and 10, 2.3. So computer even sees 2.45, which is of course fine. But are they under or over? That you see here. Expected 6.45, should 6.15, under. 6.59 against expected 6.11, they played under. So 2 times this is under. And now we got O eta 5.62, 6.92 over 1.3, okay, but this is taken back here with 1.12, so it would be 0.02 over, and now I forgot the name again, and that's minus 0.1 already, and this is making it 0.5, 0.6 goals even under. More of an under than they, well, it would rather confirm the goals that had been coming, right? Because you see here, this is like 12, should, although the distribution is not fully right, but this is like 12, and here it's like, okay, you can say 13, which would still confirm the under, right? Compared to the 11. So if you would make it 12 plus 13, it would be 25, that would be 2.5. But this is more or less what the computer says, 2.5, 2.45, 2.46, and that wouldn't do nothing to the under. It is a small margin here, very small margin, but this small margin is, so to say, very well confirmed by all the stats. So in fact, we are through with all the games. And you are leaving me, which I regret very much, but maybe a matter of time. But you were asking for this one to be shown again, which I can very well do. But in fact, I had to remove this one, which way am I gonna do it? Okay, very simple. We do it the simplest way. How can you durchstreichen? What is it? You can't do that. You can do that in any browser, in any text edit. I can't do it here, right? How can I do that? Anyway, this one is not confirmed. Okay. Yeah. All these are not confirmed. And I don't know how to say that. None of them. And here, did we remove one of them? Malmö we didn't want, right? And we didn't want the Malmö. Which was the other? I added this one. Yeah, sorry, I'm completely confused. Yeah, all these. Have been confirmed. Okay. Yeah, we got all the 7 over, and Cerezo, that looks good. Got some work to do. Very good, Veggie Herbert. And here I said, how would I do this? Yokohama. Okay, I would prefer. Well, I mean, I could unbold it or something like that. Gamba Osaka, we didn't like this one, right? No, not at all. We didn't like this one. This one we liked, and we didn't like this one. Very simple. And in the under, we removed them all, more or less. I removed this one. And there were just these 2 unders, right? Sagan against Shimizu. Oh no, 3 of them. I got 3. Sagan, Shimizu under, Cerezo. So these 3 are confirmed. So we get 5 here, 7 here. I can simply make it, do it like this, of course. And not make it bold. And this one as well. I mean, anyone watching the stream later he can still confirm. We got 3 in Switzerland, Servette, Xamax, Lucerne, Sion under, which was not great, right? Did I say we wanted? I think I said we wanted. But yeah, okay, it's fine. We had nothing on the side. I mean, we don't. They are, all of them are very close. All of them similar. I've explained it long enough. It's all indications. I don't know, but we're not happy with them. We got over 7 times over. Okay, ridiculous. But for some reason, we got these 2 confirmed that looked pretty okay. So here it worked out okay with all the stats and stuff, other than in Sweden, where it was always an if and a but. And we have these 3 unders that all looked okay, which is still a bit funny. We have in Sweden, we got nothing but over, and in Japan, we get nothing but under. But that's the way it is right now. And thank you all for watching. And okay, it's 2.5 hours. I didn't mean that. I was interrupted. I'm sorry for that, and so on. But we simply get on. I will enter all those bets, and we have a look what happens. And we shouldn't be excited. Denmark, by the way, there were no prices yet. I was trying to do that. Maybe I will add this. If you want, so I can say Nordsjælland is possible, Midtjylland if you want to take that down, but you don't have to. We don't know. You can simply say, okay, he said Nordsjælland. This is very strange. Midtjylland, possibly. Odense at home against Aarhus. Once again, we won it against Randers, and Aalborg against FCK, which is just a silly price, plus a quarter, because I would say, but that's what I was guessing, but I saw the prices 1x2 already. But Aalborg are not the worst side the way they play at the moment. Anyway, I can only do that next time, maybe tomorrow, or if we have a stream, I'm not sure. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm leaving now, and see you all again, I hope. And a lot more of you, of course.